How many you are expecting today?
Mishra sir, namaskar.
Namaskar, Mishra ji. Namaskar, Mishra ji. Namaskar.
Namaskar, sir. Namaskar.
Good evening, Dr. Mishra.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Melinda.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Very good evening to all.
Hi, sir.
Hi.
How are
Hello,
you,
sir.
Dr. Saran Kumar?
Thank you
Hi,
so
Sarana.
much, sir. Dr. Melinda, good to see you here.
Thank you so
Hello, Rana,
much.
sir.
I'm very,
Hi,
very
good
honoured to
evening.
be here. I've clearly got the right colour on. I've got blue, and so many people have, even though it's their scrubs, but some others have got blue on. So I feel I've chosen the right colour.
Certainly. Yes, Tamarish is joined.
Hi.
Accreditation is joined.
Good evening,
Kingsley joined.
sir.
Hi,
Very
Tamresh.
good evening.
How are you? Dr. Kingsley.
Looks like all Venkatesh likes blue color.
I think so. And I didn't even receive the memo.
Satish is there. Dr. Harsha is also joined. Just looking for Dr. Hari Prasad.
Hi all, good evening. Short phone?
Hi, Satish.
Hi all.
Hello.
Hello, Satish.
Hi Tammy, hi. Your
Hi,
calendar is good. Serum Mist of India.
Good to see Tamoris. And Tamoris was saying that he has a meeting.
Yeah, I'm in my new office.
Oh, you are in the new office at the moment.
Yeah. Just meeting ended.
That's good. Dr. Hari Prasad is entering.
Good evening, Dr. Srinath here. I am with sir only, so whenever sir is required, I will be there.
Great, Srinath. Thank you very much for all help.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. How are you?
Fine, sir. Fine, sir. Fine.
I saw Dr. Hari Prasad also entering.
Yeah, good evening, everybody.
Good evening, sir. Good evening.
Sir, good evening.
Okay, I think we have all to start. Absolutely. So I think it's time to start, sir. Mr. Sir, if you, with your permission,
Yes, please,
shall I start?
please go ahead. Go ahead, Dr. Rana.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. So good afternoon, good evening, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Myself, Dr. B.K. Rana, CEO of QAI, welcome you all on behalf of the Board of Health and Social Care Standards, Chairman Professor M.C. Mishra, I welcome you all for this launch event for Emergency Department Accreditation Standards. Our chief guest, Dr. Devi Prasad Shetty, will be joining soon, and he has permitted us to move forward with the agenda. So we are moving forward. So thank you very much once again. I welcome my board chair, Dr. Mishra, special guests, Dr. Tamorish Kole, Dr. Venkatesh, Dr. Hariprasad, Professor Dr. Malinda, all technical committee members, our board members, different committee members, Chair Accreditation Committee, Dr. Aarti, special invitees, Dr. Vijay Agrawal, and many others whom I am not able to name at the moment are aware here. Thank you so much, you all, for joining it on this very special day for all of us, for launching the standard for emergency department in a hospital, which has been seen as a very important tool or component of a healthcare system by the World Health Organization and is one of the general health assemblies. And we have seen that impact of emergency care in pandemic since last year and a half as well. So this was very timely and relevant to kick off on this standard. And thanks to the committee members, all the reviewers who have supported and provided the feedback on the standards to make to the day today as we are sitting. With this, I once again welcome you all and thank you for joining in. And I would request our chairman, Professor M.C. Mishra. He is our chairman of the Board of Center for Accreditation in Health and Social Care, as former director of All India Institute of Medical Sciences, eminent and healthcare professionals, and the person who kick off trauma center in Delhi and has been an expert on providing guidance on emergency care as well. So with this, the floor is all yours, Professor Mishra, for your opening address, sir. Thank you.
Yes, Dr. Rana, I must congratulate the team with Dr. Tamarish, Srinath, and all other experts for coming up with these guidelines for emergency departments, emergency medicine specialty. It's a significant step, as you know. The erstwhile Medical Council of India has mandated that every medical college and medical institution should have a department of emergency medicine in every medical college. And with COVID pandemic, emergency medical services have also got a lot of focus. And so I think we are at the right time. We are launching these accreditation guidelines, which will go a long way in improving emergency care by specialists all across India. So I congratulate you for, I think, looking beyond times and gone for these guidelines much ahead of time. And we all hope that healthcare in India will get its much due, long overdue funding from the federal government, the state governments, and also there is a huge for private sector requirement in various private hospitals, small hospitals, big hospitals, corporate hospitals. So emergency care is actually the window of any hospital, how efficient it can be, and that all depends upon the trained human resource and also maintaining the standards, the standard of care. So with that, I think it's the right time. Everybody is waiting for these guidelines to be launched, and I again congratulate you and your team, and also the team of emergency medicine experts who are witnessing the launch. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you very much for your words of wisdom. It's really encouraging for all of us in the fraternity and on the quality side to really work hard and support the healthcare system as far as emergency medicine is concerned. So thank you so much, sir, for your kind words. With this, I move on to the address of Professor Dr. Tamorish Kole. Professor Tamorish is the chairman of QAI Technical Committee for developing these emergency department standards. And he is also group service line manager emergency medicine in Apollo hospitals, and also the president of Asian Society for Emergency Medicine. But I think on this note, I should also congratulate, on behalf of all of us and the fraternity, I am congratulating Professor Tamarish to you for your new appointment as well as the health advisor to the Honorable Minister of Health, Government of India. And I think we would also get some benefit of, your expertise down there, to streamline what is required, because you are the specialist, and becoming advisor to the government is really helpful for everyone around the country. So with this, I request you for your address, please. Over to you, Professor Tamarish. You are muted.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes, please.
Yeah, so thank you, Dr. Rana, and colleagues and friends in the country, around the world, who are participating in this panel. Good afternoon, seniors. Good afternoon, teachers, and the doyens who brought emergency care in this country. Emergency care, as we know, has been originated out of hospital. It came from the military field, and the word triage very well came from the Surgeon General of the Army of Napoleon. And from that time onwards, long time, it was developed out of hospital. And then, the hospital emergency department, which used to be called casualty at that point of time, which is a military ward. And, people realized that that place needs to change. So that emergency department and emergency rooms came in 60s. In our country, things started developing during 80s and 90s, and then 90 onwards, things started changing. And in 2009, as we all know, the Medical Council of India recognized emergency medicine as specialty. But there is a long way to go. As we know that, the National Medical Commission has already given direction that all the medical college should have an emergency department. Similarly, we believe that all the hospitals which are running as an hospital should have a good emergency department. An emergency department is not just space and people. It requires a system, a flow in which a lot of complex, time-sensitive illness and injuries are managed. And long years back, signed it. I still remember it. This is where world's best medical system starts. And that is what we need to believe. And in that light, the committee members and under guidance of the QI leaders and a lot of other healthcare experts inside the country and outside the country has developed the guidelines. And this is just a beginning, I believe. And unless we have almost every department, emergency department in this hospital is accredited or standardized, the patient outcome will continue to evolve. So this is the start, and this is the inauguration and beginning to the journey. And I strongly believe that with all of supports, and a lot of youngsters are now coming up and taking up the specialty, the things will move forward, and emergency care in this country will be a role model, not only in Asia, but also in other continents as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Tamarish. Thank you very much for your words of wisdom on laying out the grounds of the reasons to believe why emergency department is required to be standardized all across, not only just in India or Asia, but elsewhere as well, because that's the first point of, the care when somebody is in emergency needs to be really looked after. So thank you very much for your leadership in driving the agenda for technical committee for developing these standards. I'm really grateful for the hard work TC has put in. Thank you so much, Dr. Tamarish. With this, now I'll move on, and I'll just take you all through a brief presentation about QAI and the journey so far on the standards for emergency department, which have been developed by the technical committee. So we at Quality and Accreditation Institute, under Center for Accreditation of Health and Social Care, launching accreditation standards for emergency department today. We started an accreditation body in August 2017, very young organizations, but we believe strongly that we are one of the fastest developing accreditation body in the world. The number of standards which we have developed in last 4 years, less than 4 years, are 10, which is the highest number of the standard developed by any accreditation body anywhere I am aware of around. We are very lean organizations, but we have set certain verticals, and we have a vertical for conducting training and education programs for quality, safety, and our related accreditation programs. We have Center for Accreditation of Health and Social Care, under which this program is developed, and I'll show you more about it. And then we have a Center for Laboratory Accreditation, which runs the laboratory accreditation program. And then the last but not the least is Center for Accreditation of Veterinary Facilities, very unique. And for the first time in India, we are developing accreditation standard for veterinary hospitals and pet clinics as well. And the Ministry of Animal Husbandry, Government of India is very, very keen to have a standardization structure in India for veterinary. So we are there, and technical committee of experts are working on that. So as for the Laboratory Accreditation Board, it's chaired by Professor Vikram Kumar, an eminent scientist, former director of CSIR, National Physical Laboratory. We have a medical laboratory accreditation program as per international standard, ISO 15189, for testing laboratories, including food science, forensic, veterinary labs. And then recently we launched a new program for biobanking, and we become the third accreditation body in the world after US and China to start accreditation for biobanking as per 20387 standard. And we are fortunate to have the first application from National Liver Disease Biobank, which is set up by the Department of Biotechnology and Delhi government at Institute of Liver and Biliary Sciences in Delhi. We also run a program for medical laboratory recognition based on clinical establishment requirement published by Government of India. Under Board of Healthcare and Social Care, which is chaired by our Professor MC Mishra, we are running now 12 programs, including emergency department after its launch. And as you can see, in just less than 4 years, we started off, and we are very well running, starting off IVF accreditation centers, home health care, and home health care is now a buzzword about, everyone knows about home health care, and it's really picking up. But standardization is required because it's not a formal as it's in hospital care. Then we started off dialysis center, then green healthcare facility developed in collaboration with Public Health Foundation of India and Healthcare Without Harm, Center for Critical Disease, and Global Green Healthy Hospitals. We also run a certification program for hospitals. We run one program for WHO patient safety friendly hospital standards, primary care clinics, ambulatory care clinics, telemedicine accreditation program that is a unique, first time in India, but not only India, first time, but many part of the world. I think there are only 2 or 3 accreditation body who provides telehealth accreditation program. We launched on 9th of June a very unique program for hotels and homestays, ensuring quality and safety for the guests and visitors. And today we are sitting on June 30th for launching a new standard for emergency department accreditation. We are very fortunate and proud of our team that we are the first and only accreditation body in India having 2 sets of standards accredited by International Society for Quality in Healthcare. First one was dialysis center way back in 2019. And then 2020, we got our home healthcare standard accredited by ISQA, making these standards globally accepted and also at providing credibility to QAI accreditation programs and activities. Now we are moving forward with 30 standard for our IVF, maybe at the end of this year. We are internationally linked with International Society for Quality in Healthcare, ISQA, and also it's a international accreditation program. We are also the member of International Society for Telemedicine and E-Health, and also associate member of Asia Pacific Accreditation Corporation. So these linkages is to basically set ourselves updated with what's going on nationally and internationally, and what other accreditation bodies are doing, so that we can learn and share from the experiences of everyone around the world. We are operating globally in different parts of the world, providing training or developing their standards, setting accreditation bodies, including even in WHO, we develop revise their standards for patient safety friendly hospitals and develop for primary care as well. So today we are here for emergency department accreditation program and journey so far. The technical committee was approved by the board in August 2020. So it's a journey of about 10 months from August 2020 to June 2021. And this is very reasonable time when say 8 to 10 months any standards take to develop globally. And we have been following the international principles for developing any accreditation standards. So my gratefulness, thankfulness for every member of the technical committee for putting hard work to bring out the standards very timely and efficiently. So since August 2020, we have been into different phases of standard development. Technical committee has several meetings over remote, over Zoom protocol, and for developing and drafting the standards, exchanging their ideas, views back and forth, and then a lot of editing. So we finished editing, final editing in March 2021, this year itself, and then final draft were ready for our stakeholder public consultation in April 2021. Then we put our public consultation process on our website, communicated to different societies, and thanks to Society of Emergency Medicine, Medicine of India, SME, office bearers for widely disseminating the draft for comments, including International Federation of Emergency Medicine, or our guest of honor, Professor Dr. Melinda, has been very kind also to have a look at it and provide her feedback along with so many other colleagues globally on these standards. So thanks, Sammy, and all office bearers for their kind support. Then we finished our stakeholder consultation in May 2021, and then after consideration of all the comments, feedback, we finalized the standard draft in 2021 itself, and then published first edition May 2021. In the meantime, we also prepared all the required documents for running the accreditation program, application form, self-assessment toolkit, assessor requirements, training manuals, and so many other things. We finished in May 2021, and today we are sitting on 30th June for the launch, and after launch, the program will be available to clients for accreditation purpose. This is our technical committee, so thanks to each and everyone, led by Professor Dr. Tamarish Kole as a chairperson. As I mentioned, he's the group service line manager of emergency medicine, Apollo Hospitals, and president of Asian Society for Emergency Medicine, and so many other hats he is wearing. And Dr. Sarvana Kumar, he's a consultant emergency medicine and unit general manager. Dr. Mehta's multi-specialty hospital in Chennai, and also vice chair of quality and safety special interest group, International Federation for Emergency Medicine. Dr. T.S. Srinath Kumar, senior consultant and head of department emergency medicine, Narayana Health City, and he's also the treasurer of International Federation of Emergency Medicine. Dr. Kingsley Rowert, head of department emergency medicine and deputy chief of medical services, Bangalore Baptist Hospital. Dr. Harsha Makwana, associate professor emergency medicine, VS Hospital and NHL Municipal Medical College, Ahmedabad. And Dr. Rajesh Dipai, additional medical superintendent of Mehta Institute of Medical Sciences and Research Center, Kochi. So all these members have been very, very supportive in developing the program. So our sincere thanks and commendation to all technical committee chair and members for their hard work in bringing out these beautiful standards we are here to launch today. So thank you everyone once again. It's about giving you a little background about the standard framework in one slide. These standards are divided into 10 different chapters, depending on the nature of activities and the services being offered within the department. And they have been further divided into standards and criteria. And these criteria are the measurable components which can be measured. And through measuring the criteria, you can measure the standards. And through measuring the standards, you can measure the compliance to the chapters. So you start with the governance and leadership, which is the key driver of any organization or any service within a healthcare facility, how the leadership is really interested to improve and provide good care to the patients. So it's revolved on the good governance and the leadership protocol, the management practices, and then moves to design and facility management and how the emergency department is designed and how the facility is being managed and provided. Then it talks about staffing and training standards, about the human resources and how they need to be put in with their requirement for competency and training. Then information, education, and communication, it covers all IEC's activity within and outside, because it's not just within, because they need to liaise with outside where the patient might be to bring into the hospital emergency department. So it's very important to very intensively strengthening the IEC activities. Then documentation and information management system. So clinical notes, nursing notes, whatever you need, and you need to document. You need to document different protocols, standard operating procedures, policies, and how the information is managed, how the information is collected, retrieved, stored, and disposed of. All those requirements are set into the IMS. And then continual quality improvement is about how the organization is moving forward on a continuous mode, different indicators for performance, both managerial and clinical indicators. And then triage, assessment, management, and disposition, TAMD, about, is very, very important, critical in emergency department, that how you try the patient, to really address the immediate need of that specific patient, and then assess clinically and make a care plan, and then how you manage the patient, and then whether you send it back home or you send it to a hospital inside for different type of care they need to receive. Then emergency medical services, which include the information communication part as well as the ambulance services, how you really channelize all those medical services under the emergency department. And then, of course, medication management and safety, how the prescriptions, dispensing the medications, and ensuring safety, because a lot of medication errors happen around the world. So this is very important, not only just for the treatment part, but ensuring the proper treatment with care, with safety. Then last but not the least, the hygiene and infection control, and very important that how the hygiene practices are in place, maybe the hand hygiene, cleaning protocols, making sure that you are able to prevent infection and able to control. So all prevention and control protocols for infections are taken care of. So these 10 chapters actually have 62 standards, which are having 2245 measurable criteria, and this the whole completes the standard framework. So thank you very much once again, technical committee, for really bringing out the hardcore activities which are a part of essentiality in emergency department, and giving their names appropriately, classifying them into different chapters, and appropriately then group them into requirements of standards and criteria. Definitely, these standards support three sustainable development goals. Goal number 3, which is primarily for healthcare, good health and well-being, and then for 6, clean water and sanitation, and the third, decent work and economic growth. This is the accreditation process. I'm not going to take much time on this, but its message is to convey that this is very clearly defined process for everyone who is interested for going forward with accreditation, with the self-assessment component, and then each and every stage is a two-way traffic between the QAI and the facility coming forward with accreditation. It's a very transparent process and clearly understood by anyone. But at any case, if someone is requiring any support and help, then QAI Secretariat would be happy. So this will all be available just after the launch on our website. This is our gold seal called accreditation mark or symbol, mark of sustained quality. So we believe in just not quality or safety, but we believe in sustained quality, because if quality is not sustainable, it has no purpose to serve. So it should be sustainable quality, and quality will comprise of either care or safety or any other component. So this is the gold seal which accredited facility is entitled to use on their letterheads, on their boards, visiting cards, and anything they want to use to claim that they are accredited to the Department of QAI. With this, I end my presentation with a great thanks to all of you for listening me patiently and giving you what we are doing at QAI and what are the processes for developing standards and where we are today. So thank you very much with this. And now let me stop sharing, go back to this, just a moment. moving on to the next agenda item on the schedule is inviting Dr. A.N. Venkatesh. He is the president of Society for Emergency Medicine in India and head of the Department of Emergency Medicine, Apollo Hospital in Bangalore, for his special remarks. Dr. Venkatesh, over to you, please.
Thank you, Dr. Rana. Namaste and good evening to all the dignitaries, my fellow SEMI members, and distinguished faculties. It's a proud moment in the history of Society for Emergency Medicine India that we will be launching the quality standards on this auspicious day. SEMI has been instrumental in introducing the subject of emergency medicine in India. It's a great honor to be standing alongside the key person, Dr. Hari Prasad, who initiated and enabled the start of SEMI and is still ever supportive and active to guide the upcoming generation to take the specialty to the next level. Over the years, the society has grown in numbers and recognition across the hospitals. Quality and Accreditation Institute seems the next right step for emergency medicine in India, and SEMI is honoring for hosting it. SEMI has always been for service, academics, and research. As you all aware, we have excelled in all these three. Now it's the time to think about quality and patient care in emergency department, which will help to bring the best outcome. Our government has made it mandatory to have emergency department across all the medical colleges. The QAI standards would be a good working guideline for setting standards across the emergency departments of our country. SEMI has always been in forefront in patient well-being. The QAI ED standards are drafted by experts in the field of emergency medicine who understand the emergency department system functions across the globe and in India. And they have drafted this bearing in mind our healthcare system needs and its issues. The QAI accreditation standards, the emergency care standards, and the quality levels have been guided by quality accreditation by enabling space technology, that's Quest, developed in collaboration with the Indian Space Research Organization, ISRO, Society for Emergency Medicine India, SEMI, Consortium of Accredited Healthcare Organization, CAHO, and Association of Healthcare Providers in India, AHPI. There has been a vast amount of input and references in framing these standards as they have been referred through the work of WHO Emergency Care System Framework and International Federation of Emergency Medicine Quality Framework. There has also been further subject matter expert recommendation of about 40 heads of emergency medicine departments across the country so that we can make a robust and safe emergency department across the country of international quality standards catering to our patient needs. With these few words, on behalf of the SEMI board, I welcome all to the launch of quality and accreditation for ED standards. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Dr. Venkatesh. Thank you very much. Really honored to have you here and listening your kind words and support the SEMI has offered. And I think it was really overwhelming when we got that the standards are being reviewed by so many experts within India and outside. So really grateful to you and the SEMI and all other office bearers for making this happen. Thank you very much for the support. Now moving on to the next agenda item with Dr. Hari Prasad. The K. Hari Prasad is the Executive Chairman, Society for Emergency Medicine in India, and President of Apollo Hospitals Group, eminent person. No need of introduction, and I have been interacting with him several years, and a very down-to-earth person, believing in how small changes can make a lot of difference in healthcare system, and that's why we are here to listen to Dr. Hari Prasad, his views on the emergency standardization process. So over to you, Dr. Hari. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Rana, and good evening, everybody. What is emergency medicine? This was the question which some of us were asked in the 90s when we started the process of establishing a specialty in the country. And the sad part is, even today, many people ask this question. And people sitting in decision-making bodies about emergency medicine also ask this question. And I feel out of place sitting on these bodies to be interacting and trying to educate the policymakers on what emergency medicine is, even 25 years after it is actually made an entry into the country. It is sad, but that's the reality. But looking at the positive side of it, I think we've come a long ways in the last 25 years. And the credit goes to every single individual who has embraced the specialty and who has actually made a career out of the specialty and made sure that he or she has dedicated themselves to the care of the really sick and the accident and emergency patients who come into the hospital. It took a while for hospitals, particularly private hospitals, to understand the value of emergency medicine. But when they realized that this is the point of entry for at least 30 to 40% of the patients which come into a hospital, the importance started increasing. And today, I guess, emergency department is one of the core departments in many of the large hospitals in the country. Unfortunately, it's not taken off to the extent it should have taken off in the public sector hospitals or the government hospitals, but I think it's only a matter of time with the introduction of training programs, both in MD and in DNB coming up. It's a matter of time that it will come up even in the public sector hospitals. The other sore point which we've been trying to handle for a long time is the people who are actually responsible for establishing and making emergency medicine what it is today in the country are not the guys who are recognized, let me put it in inverted commas, recognized by the government of India or the medical council. And we've been trying in different ways to make them understand why these people need to be appreciated and acknowledged. But you know how things happen. It's not really moved very far, but we will not give up. We will continue to work hard on making sure that all these guys who have dedicated their lives get the recognition which is due to them, or at least at some point of time. Now, the emergency care, as all of us know, the critically ill or injured patient, it's the quality of care that is provided during the golden hour that makes the difference between life and death very often. And care varies from person to person, even in the same hospital. It depends on what time of the day you fall seriously ill or get injured, and who is the emergency physician in the emergency room. So it is very, very, very important to standardize the quality of care provided in an emergency, because that again makes the difference between life and death. And I congratulate the Quality Association of India for making an effort to standardize and provide a nidus around which the standardization of emergency care across the country can happen. And I sincerely hope that this is taken up by large hospital systems and by hospital systems which recognize the importance of the emergency department in a big way. And we will standardize emergency care across the country. And finally, I would like to congratulate Tamarish and Srinath and all those people who have actually been involved in creation of these standards. And I'm sure this is the beginning of an evolution which will take emergency care to the next level. And I also want to congratulate Semi for taking this up, and Venkatesh and the rest of his team for taking it up. And I'm sure that they will ensure that these standards make a difference for hospitals across the country. Congratulations to Dr. Rana and the rest of your team, and we will be there to support you in this endeavor.
Thank you so much, Dr. Hari. Thank you so much for your kind words, kind support. You have been extending the last several months, and today your words have really been, encouraging to all of us, not only for adopting this standard, but also how the standards can make a difference in healthcare. So thank you, sir. Thank you for your presence and being here. Moving on to the next today.
Just we'll continue with the just a minute. Sir is busy with one patient, so he just wants to have 2 minutes time. Can we move to the next and then we'll go back to sir?
Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah. That's fine, Srinath.
we can move with the next, sir, and then again come back to sir.
So now we're moving on to our guest of honor, Professor Dr. Malinda, who is from Australia. And thank you, Dr. Malinda, for your time. I know it's night there in Australia. And, Professor Malinda is Senior Emergency Physician and Director, Royal Melbourne and Royal Women's Hospital. And she's Chair, Quality and Patient Safety Special Interest Group of International Federation for Emergency Medicine, IFEM. She's our guest of honor for today, and she is a very eminent person supporting quality in emergency medicine. And we are really grateful that she had a time out to look at the standards, give her feedback. So we are really honored, Professor Malinda, with your presence. And I would now request you to give your address, please. Over to you. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Rana, and thank you so much for me to be in the company of so many professors and distinguished guests tonight and making this special launch. I feel very humbled. I also feel very proud to be part of this ceremony. As you know, our countries do have some common elements of history, and indeed we share the same special day of the 26th of January being Republic Day for India and Australia Day for us in Australia. And we also share our development together in the care of our patients across the world. And we have our interests in emergency medicine. We've seen, particularly over the last 2, 3, 4 decades, development of emergency medicine. We see the emergence of care, which is so critical for our patients. The idea from the delegates of the 72nd World Health Assembly meeting in 2019 to form the resolution to come into fruition with these documents today. The document is comprehensive and at times it is inspirational and aspirational, and it draws from several sources to then meet specific needs in the setting of India. It is detailed, well written, and includes the basic essentials of life, such as potable water, electricity, and hygiene, to the state-of-the-art technology and innovation. Stepwise layout is applicable to enable analysis, determine needs and abilities, objectives where improvement can be made, and then to project forward to a plan of implementation and renewal. Central is tight governance, quality design, performance, and performance. It enables benchmarking within itself and then with peer facilities and institutions. It also facilitates reflection on where we've come from and where we strive to go and where we need to move to. Sometimes one gets caught up in the sphere of improvement and forgets to look back on just how far we've come and how far what things we have achieved with our work already completed, and that will give us inspiration to then move forward again. So true are the words written that emergency medicine is not luxury just for rich countries or for rich individuals in poor countries. Emergencies occur everywhere, and we have seen no one is immune from potential injury nor illness. More even so, any president or any leader or any individual. The potential is there for any one of us to become in an emergency situation and therefore have our lives change so quickly. And we will therefore benefit if there are standards of care and understanding quality of care which underpin and help our situation if we were a patient. It is critical, therefore, that I commend this document and give high praise to those who have led the drive and contributed to its creation. It is a charter of which to be so very proud. I wish each of you luck and give in kind support to each service and institution which will embark on using these standards as a guiding light to build the best possible quality and patient safety into all emergency services. Congratulations, and thank you for allowing me to partake in this prestigious event.
Thank you so much, Dr. Melinda, for your wonderful words and the background and it can be used and how useful these are. And also it gives us a lot of confidence when we hear about the standards from the outside perspective, and that too perspective from outside the country, and also coming from an international organization talking about International Federation of Emergency Medicine, which is a global organization in ensuring quality, safety, and many other aspects of emergency medicine. So it's really a matter of proud for us. And I think again, my congratulations, commendation to TC members who had worked so hard in making these standards, and also the reviewers coming up to the expectations with that. So thank you so much, Dr. Melinda, for your time and support and kind words today at the launch events. Thank you so much. Now, without further delay, now we are really honored to welcome Dr. Devi Shetty as our chief guest. So we welcome you all. Really honored, grateful for your time. I know it's very precious time, but really honored and grateful that you could come out with the busy schedule. So Dr. Devi Prasad Shetty is here. He is our chief guest, a well-known figure for everyone. But just for the benefit of everyone, I'll just read few words about Dr. Shetty. Dr. Shetty is the chairman of Narayana Health. He's a renowned cardiac surgeon with over 30 years of experience, and he is a professor of Rajiv Gandhi University of Medical Sciences in Bangalore and University of Minnesota Medical School in United States of America. He is the recipient of a number of awards and honors, but most noteworthy being the Padma Shri and Padma Bhushan Award conferred by Government of India, is one of the highest civilian awards of our country, and also with Dr. B.C. Roy National Award. He's an active member of the European Association of Cardiac Thoracic Surgery since 1996 and a life member of Indian Medical Association. He was a member of the governing body of erstwhile Medical Council of India in 2010 and 2011. With this very short introduction, I would request Dr. Devi Shetty for his address, please. Over to you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Most grateful for the opportunity. First of all, I would like to congratulate the Quality Accreditation Institute for launching the course for monitoring and improving the standards of emergency medicine services. There are two unwanted stepchildren of Indian healthcare. One is family medicine, other one is emergency medicine. Nobody wants these two specialties to prosper and progress. And in the end, our country is paying a very, very heavy price for ignoring these two pillars. We are a country which is obsessed with the super specialty, super specialties. But we forgot to invest on the very foundation of healthcare. And COVID-19 has exposed the soft underbelly of Indian healthcare system. The contribution by the emergency medicine in the overall management of COVID-19 has been exemplary. They are the first people to face the COVID-19 patients. And at a time when there was no vaccine, when doctors were scared about the impact of COVID-19 on their own health, these doctors came forward and they were the first one to touch the COVID-19 patients. So our country is greatly indebted to all the emergency medicine specialists. I'm glad in the recent past there has been a lot of initiatives by the government of India in bringing emergency medicine to the forefront. If I'm not mistaken, by 1923, all the 500 medical colleges of India are mandated to start emergency medicine services. And this will help a long way. This will be the first step in standardizing the medical education for emergency medicine services. And I believe that in the years to come, emergency medicine specialists will play a major role in the overall healthcare of the institution. Quality assessment and the performance of the emergency medicine specialist and the service as a whole will really standardize the care, and it will help us to improve the quality of care given to the patients. In our own hospital, we have a very, very proactive, aggressive, and extremely who are running the entire emergency services, including the all the calls coming. I'm working in a health city with close to 2,000 beds, with covering nearly 500,000 people, and we are one of the largest healthcare providers for that many people near Electronic City. And with the help of our emergency medicine specialists, we not only offer emergency services, we conduct vaccination camps, we conduct outreach programs, we have a fleet of ambulances covering the entire 10 kilometers radius. And I must admit that all our activities wouldn't have been happened but for the proactive steps and the dynamic leadership we have in emergency medicine. And I would like to once again plead with the government that large number of medical specialists are trained in emergency medicine in India, but good number of them started their training program well before a structured emergency medicine training program started in India. So for the rapid growth of emergency medicine, it is very, very important that the senior doctors who have been practicing emergency medicine for so many years, they should be accredited as recognized emergency medical specialists so that they can train the future emergency medicine doctors for the country. This is very, very important. And once again, I would like to thank all of you for giving me the opportunity. And let's build a country where at every few miles, there is an emergency medicine where there are trained people who are trained to save anyone who meets with a road traffic accident or has any natural catastrophe or any major illness, which is available at every few of every road of this country. And this is extremely important for the country, and all of you are in a leadership position to make it happen. Thank you once again. Good luck and God bless.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your time and support you have extended. It's really an honor for all of us to be with you. May I have your permission?
Sure.
Thank you so much. Rema, please launch the video, please.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for giving this support and launching this standard for day to day. We all going to celebrate it and salute all those people who have been behind this pandemic, taking care of emergency patients.
Thank you.
And we will certainly live up to your expectations to provide standardization in emergency departments over the country. So, sir, once again, thank you very much for your time and your availability. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a great time, and we're really honored to have you all on this launch event. I can see a lot of people have already joined in and have been here patiently hearing different experts. It's a great honor for QAI to have all those experts here around, and blessings, giving their blessings to emergency department standards program, which we are now going to start from now onwards. We have Dr. Tupil Venkatesh as one of the board member. I will request him to please, give a vote of thanks. He's our board member. He's our own person. So the vote of thanks, and because so many people I know, Tamoresh and team and Sammy, all current immediate president, vice president, all the members have been so much, involved and contributed. It's very difficult for us to recognize that contribution. So it's really heartfelt thanks to all of you. Professor Venkatesh, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rana. It's a great moment for all of us, all like-minded people across the globe. I'm very happy to see Dr. Melinda, Dr. Rana, Dr. Devi Shetty, Hari Prasad. See, all stalwarts are here. I tell you, should we thank each other is a question. I don't think we should thank each other. We are all like-minded people. There are no thanks and excuses between like-minded people. We need to thank somebody. If we are surviving today, if we are getting our morning tea, lunch, afternoon snacks, and evening dinner, we need to thank. If we have comfortable life with good family, good travel, good costumes, we need to thank. I don't know whom to thank. I think all of us, you all of us will agree, we need to thank that person who is responsible for making our life very comfortable. That person is the unknown patient, maybe in the emergency medicine, maybe on the wheelchair. We have not seen that person. If that patient is not there, I and you are not there. Friends, let us thank all of us together under the banner of QAI. Let us thank. We are all one, whether the chief guest Devi Shetty or myself, Dr. Rana or Melinda, we are all one. We are all one family members. Let us together thank that unknown patient for creating this opportunity in all of us to create something to make that unknown patient's life better. May God help that unknown patient. I and you can be that unknown patient one day. We don't know. Thank to that patient. But for that patient, this standard would not have come up. Once again, formally, I would like to express my gratitude to Dr. Rana, CEO of QAI, all the members who are responsible in bringing out this wonderful, much most required standard. In fact, I was thinking if the entire healthcare organization is treated like an emergency medicine, then the mortality rate will be very, very low. Any department, any section should be treated like an emergency department. This standard should be extrapolated to every other department. For making this happen, once again, my gratitude to all of you. I don't say thanks to all of you, gratitude to all of you, and thanks to that unknown patient. Pranam to all of you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you very much for your kind and encouraging words. It really has been a very good time with and thanks, Dr. Rajiv Nathi there. He's the forum coordinator for IMED. Thanks for your time, Rajiv making it to attend here, and definitely we'll make a note of using, definitely certified medical devices. That is the need of the hour, and we have to build the system, building on each other, believing in each other, trusting each other. Different organizations bring together. and move forward in better directions and the better interests of the patient, as Dr. Vic. So with this, I think I seek the permission of our chairman, Dr. Mishra, to close this event. I don't want to close. I'm not feeling like closing it, but everybody has is to go and do their own work as well. And but we have been very timely. Thank you once again, and gratitude to all of you and to the unknown patient who you would be seeking, and supporting help in that case. So all my technical committee members, I can see all of them here. Tamarosh is there, Luna there, Kingsley is there, Srinath is there. All of it. See the everyone is there, and thanks to SEMI, led by Dr. Hari as chairman, and the president Venkatesh, former president, immediate past president, everyone around. Thank you so much. Thank you, Melinda, for your time. And now you go have a good night. I know it's night, 11 o'clock there. So, but it's really been an honor to have you, and of course, we are really honored and for the presence of Dr. Devi Shetty on this very special program. So our heartfelt thanks to Dr. Devi Shetty as our chief guest to launch the standards and the entire. So with this, we would like to close this event, but this is the close of event of day only. But this is the journey starting for standardization in emergency medicine. So as a gesture of our board has already, said that why you want to sell standards. The standards should be available free to the people. So we have taken a decision that we all provide a free PDF copy to all whosoever is in need of these standards, free of cost. So send an email to us and we would be happy to provide you a copy of these standards to everyone for their use. So with this, gratitude to all of you who have been present, who are not present, everyone around. Thank you very much for making this event a grand success, towards meeting the needs of the patient who is coming to your emergency department. And I think that's the goal and aim we set for ourselves, that make this thing happen, standardize, that everyone, if you go to any hospital, you find the same such similar services as far as emergency medicine is concerned. So thank you once again, everyone, for this presence, your support in time to come. Your support is now much needed now onwards. Thank you so much, all of you. Have a good day, good evening, good afternoon, good night, everywhere. Thank you so much. And on behalf of the board, I must congratulate everyone. Thanks, everyone, and seek your support. Thank you so much. Namaskar, Jai Hind.
Thank you, Rana.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Rana. Thank you.
For your presence. Thank you so much, Tamaresh. Thank Melinda. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rana. Congratulations.
Thank you, madam. Thank you so much.
Excellent work done.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Harsha, thank you so much for your presence. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
For us, very great day for us.
Yeah, I think it's a great day for all of us, and feel that how you emergency experts would be feeling about your hard work for last so many years have commenced and concluded into a piece of a document which can provide a guidance to any organizations who would be seeking some standardization in their practices in emergency department. Certainly.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dr. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Hari. Thank you very much for your time. Really indebted for that. Thank you so much. Thanks, Srinath, for making it happen. Thank you so much. For coordinating with Dr. Seth. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Venkatesh. Thank you. You have been a great support all over. I need not to thank you. Anytime, but great to see you all the time in all our occasions. That's really wonderful to see. As a strong support to the board, we really cherish that.
It's a fantastic launch. Recorded. I think it should go on YouTube and other social media.
It was live on YouTube, sir.
Great.
It was live on YouTube.
And we should now communicate to all the hospitals.
And definitely we would
about the availability
post,
of this. We need a
yes,
lot of marketing. To
yes,
be done
yes,
now.
yes. We have to now reach out to people, interested
The
parties.
people may not be aware.
So that's the task now.
It is the
And definitely we
emergency
now
medicine. The standard will change the mortality rate.
Definitely.
I hope so. I think so, because that's very crucial. That's very crucial. Now we have to do a series of awareness program. Great.
Through various associations, academic institutions, we should do that.
Yeah. Exactly, sir.
We can have one seminar exclusively for government hospitals and the health secretaries and health.
I think that's a good idea for sensitization.
We can launch. We can invite